This is a series of events we organise called Street Talks. They've been going for over 10 years now. They were set up by some passionate volunteers who wanted to change the way we use our streets in London, long before my time of getting involved in Sustrans. And then a few years ago, I think when they were finding it too busy and too much to organise, they handed it over to us.
So we have all of these routes. They're not necessarily brought together in a really coherent way. They're somewhat disparate. We also know that there is huge potential to open up new routes, and that some people who we'll hopefully hear from today have been working on opening up new routes as well. But it's not really just about having routes, it's about how we get people to know about them and who uses them and what are the barriers to people using them. Check notes. So building that coherent, high quality, extensive network is really what we're here to talk about today. And I think that we'll all agree that this is underpinned by not just the need to promote health and well-being, but so that people can enjoy what's out there, really. And I have a particular interest in this idea because I've been doing something similar around parks, which is a project called Go Parks London, which maps all of London's parks and works with councils to promote those parks.
This is what TfL are saying about the strategic leisure walking routes. Work is underway to expand the Walk London network to unlock the leisure walking opportunities for communities that have been deprived of them for too long. 6 new green walks or greenways have been identified, and it lists all the people that have done that. And then it lists the routes about it. And then it gives an action that says we will assess the greenway routes to see how they will provide green space to those who need it the most. We will identify the first greenway route and work with the relevant boroughs and other partners to set out the route, access requirements and maintenance. Any new route would adhere to the 7 pedestrian design principles to ensure it is safe, inclusive, comfortable, direct, connected, legible and attractive. We couldn't want for any more of a set of guidelines than that, to be quite honest. One of the things that you don't need to be a genius to know in London is that it's not evenly distributed, London. We took a lot about a 15-minute city or a 20-minute city or a 10-minute walk to green space. I tell you, if you live out in Dagenham, that isn't really very likely. You can walk 20 or 30 minutes without anything to there. So the Romford Greenway, which in an ideal world we would be putting all our resources in because that has to be designed almost from scratch, and it has a lot of trouble with roads around that.
So the canal. The canals are one of London's hidden gems and a great place to escape the hustle and bustle and traffic. I grew up and still live near the Grand Union Canal, and I first visited the canal at around age 11 when my friend and I decided to set her goldfish free. It's a true story. Most people that I speak to in my local areas, feet have not been on the canal paths, and by organising walks and runs with Canal Trust and some of the Black Girls Do Run UK social runs along these routes, people are often surprised that they exist and almost didn't know what was down there, thought it looked a bit dingy and scary, but once they've kind of got the encouragement and someone to take them down there, they discover how beautiful it really is. And you know, you're in London, you're amongst the traffic, and you're just in this serene, calm place where there's swans and cygnets. And the only issue I would say is with the canal is that is the cyclists. I'm a cyclist too, by the way. But some of the cyclists don't seem to adhere to the rule that, you know, that pedestrians have right of way. I'm sure you've all experienced that. And they kind of go really fast, and some of them don't have bells, and they take you by surprise. So I took a group out on a walk along the canal not too long ago with the Canal and River Trust, and I had to keep telling them to pull over. So we do a lot of our group runs on the canal because it's a great space, you don't have to worry about cars. And in my experience, what I found is that once you bring someone onto the canal, it has a domino effect, and they then start talking about saying, oh my gosh, I went onto the canal, I never knew it was there. All these years I've lived here, and you know, and then they bring someone into the canal, and it just has a continuous domino effect, and it becomes more used.
And I guess what my main point is green routes like this are really important infrastructure for a city, and they need proper recognition and proper investment. And all too often we have politicians who say worthy words about them, but they're not backed up with investment. And all too often it's left to the charity and voluntary sector to do something about it and to beg for funding. So I guess that leads on to, you know, the Mayor's leisure walking plan is great. We really welcome it. It's such a great step forwards from what was there before. But it doesn't come with any funding yet, and I'm really looking forward to what happens next with it, to see if the good actions in the plan come with funding, come with policy, come with investment, so that more people around London and the rest of our city can have access to the sort of infrastructure that enables the journeys I've talked about today.